What's going on, guys? Hey, it's Coulton Woods here, and I know it's been a while since I've podcasted, but I just happened to get off an interview with a guy named Christoph Merrill, and let's just say he put a little bit of a fire underneath my butt and lit it and kind of stoked the fire a little bit more. And then after I was done with the interview, getting interviewed by him, I realized, holy cow, I need to really get on and actually share some things from the interview that I think you guys would actually really enjoy. So here's the deal. I know how frustrating it is to waste countless hours sifting through wannabe experts who never actually help you in the end. Then to learn years later that there was a real expert who could have helped you 100 times faster than learning it on your own. I have created this podcast to save you time and money while taking you on a journey with me as I learn from real experts who can actually help you grow your business. My name is Coulton Woods, and you're listening to Learning from the Experts. So I thought I'd get on here and share a couple of the habits that he was. Okay, now Christoph Merrill, if you don't know who he is, what he dives into is habits, essentially because his habits saved his life. And you'll have to go check out his channel to hear that story. It's an amazing story to hear. And if you want to see the interview that he did with me, then I'm sure you can find it on his YouTube channel. Just search Habit Freak. I think it's all one word, and you should be able to find it on YouTube. But I wanted to share a couple things that essentially some of the habits that he helped me identify that I even have, which I know I'm super far still from having or developing all those habits that I need in order to be that super successful person. You know, I'm not like Jeff Bezos style, or I'm not on that level, but he definitely helped me figure out some things and think through it. And I was like, man, this is actually really good. This is gold to figure out so that we can kind of understand better the different habits that actually help us accomplish the things that we need to in life in order to be successful, per se. Now, I know I've shared this story in tons of different places, but obviously it may be the first for you. So he asked me, like, what's one of the habits that you've had that you feel like have helped make you a little bit more successful? And it was interesting. I was like, you know what? It takes me back to a story of when I was younger. Not that I would say I'm super successful at all. But I feel like, I'm successful than relatively more than some other people who are just starting out. I'm not that successful. But he asked me that, and I'm like, okay, well, that's cool that you think that, first off. But he asked me that, and it made me think of when I was younger, and when I feel like I was like 10 or 11. I was pretty young, and I remember the day of being outside when this thought, or when this kind of paradigm, this mental paradigm shift kind of happened for me. And a little bit of a pre-frame to it is my dad would wake us up on like Saturday, like every Saturday. Now he claims it was every other Saturday, but I don't feel like it was every other Saturday. It felt like every Saturday to me. But he would wake us up early on Saturday, which most kids, pretty much every kid's gonna not like being woken up on a Saturday to go outside and work. Let's just face it. Nobody wants to do that. No kid wants to do that. Hey, I want to stay home. I want to play video games. I want to play with my friends. I want to veg out and do nothing, or like watch cartoons. And my dad would instead take us outside to work. And I'm like, man, and I remember for years it would bother me, and I would just kind of be mad at my dad because he's making me come outside and do all this hard work when it was Saturday. It should be my day to, have fun and, do other things, not work, like I have to go to school every other day. But I remember the day I can see myself outside working, and I remember I was like, holy cow, this is horrible, this is not fun. And I had a thought, and I was like, what if I made this a challenge? And I looked at my brothers and I was like, I bet you I can do this faster than you can do that, or I bet I can get this done before you do, or faster than you. And it was interesting is I didn't know at that time or at that point what was actually happening, but I figured out a way to, instead of dreading and hating work, I started to enjoy it. And pretty soon we were making everything a competition. All of our work was a competition. And we would get things done faster. And then we'd be done earlier, and I could actually go do things with my friends because I wasn't like dragging it out, like having a hard time and not enjoying any of it. I was dragging it out, making it last longer, and just the day was horrible. But when I was making it a competition, things would get done faster, but the day would, like the time of working would actually go faster as well for me. And I'm just so thankful for my dad for making me go outside and do that, because I wouldn't have had that lesson otherwise at that young of an age. And I just learned, hey, I can look at this thing as, hey, I'm going to enjoy it and have a good time and just get it done. Or I could be like most of the other kids my age and just complain and make it a hard thing and fuss about it and whatever, and make their parents mad at them. And instead I just get things done, and things just got done, and it was fun, and I would be able to go move on to whatever the next thing was. And I attribute that to my work, and working now is I found ways to enjoy it, found ways to make it fun, and to almost essentially make it a challenge for myself, so that I continue to push myself. And then that will also give you, there's so many psychological things behind it as well that help, but essentially, it helps in so many different ways of your life that it's just healthy for you essentially. But I've added it to a lot of things I do now. So if I work with Stephen Larson, it's funny, we'll be doing stuff and like, it's kind of a joke, like, oh man, this is like a hard thing to do. And we kind of make it a joke of make it hard, coach. But really we think that way a lot of the times of like, this is going to be a hard thing. All right, make it hard, coach. Like, cause I know it's going to push me and make me better essentially at the things I'm doing. So make it hard, coach. Like, yeah, let's do this, So anyway, I just wanted to share that one part of it. I think we were on there for almost an hour. I don't know if that's about as long as the interview is, probably 30, 40 minutes. But if you want to go check it out and see all the other things he asked me there. I definitely want to have him on the show and kind of understand his point of view and his side of things, because habits really do dictate and determine different things in our life, including the success that you have in whatever you're doing. So I totally believe with that. And I wouldn't have been able to, he asked me about how I lost weight essentially, because I used to weigh 300 pounds and I got down to 230 pounds. And he's like, do you feel like you made a habit out of that? And I'm like, you know what? I never really thought about it till now, but yeah, I've made a habit out of different things in ways that I eat. So it's a really good interview. I would highly suggest you go listen to it if you want to learn more and understand habits a little bit more. But I thought I'd just drop that one main habit there that I thought was pretty cool that he pulled out of me. Hopefully it helps you guys, and hopefully y'all are doing good. And thank you so much for listening. And as always, if you got any comments or questions or anything, please feel free to comment on wherever you may be seeing this or hearing it, and let me know your thoughts and reactions as well. And we'll talk to y'all later. Are you looking to jumpstart your business by learning or getting help from the real experts? Go to learningfromtheexperts.com to find pre-approved experts that I've handpicked for you. Please don't forget to let me know how I'm doing by subscribing, rating, and leaving feedback.